reminding each other that we're part of a larger self. I used to think Jim Carrey is all that I was. Just a flickering light, a dancing shadow, the great nothing masquerading as something you can name. So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying, I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it. Begging to be enslaved, pleading for my chains, blinded by longing and tripping over paradise. Father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. The only thing he taught me, though, I watched the effect of my father's love and humor and how it altered the world around me. And I thought, that's something to do. That's something worth my time. It wasn't long before I started acting up. People would come over to the house and they'd be greeted by a 7-year-old throwing himself down a large flight of stairs. He treated my talent as if it was his second chance. When I was about 28, after a decade as a professional comedian, I realized one night in LA that the purpose of my life had always been to free people from concern, just like my dad. And when I realized this, I dubbed my new devotion the Church of Freedom from Concern. The Church of FF. Dedicated myself to that ministry. What's yours? How will you serve the world? What do they need that your talent can provide? That's all you have to figure out. As someone who's done what you're about to go and do, I can tell you from experience, the effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is.
When I was, I guess, 15, I was 15 years old, and I was looking for a way into the business, and my dad was out of work, and he was a great character, so we decided we wanted to be radio personalities or television personalities of some kind.
Yeah.
So we heard about this place called the National Institute of Broadcasting, and we came down to do the kind of initiation, commencement, whatever it is, where they really scrutinize you, and they hear your voice, and they see you, and they interview you, and they decide whether you're eligible to pay them $800. The first lesson was how to be a network anchorman.
Oh.
And we all
Really starting right up.
shoot high. So we lined up in this line, and they said, okay, line up here, here's your copy, we're gonna just test how you are in front of the camera. And they gave me the copy, and gave my dad the copy, and my dad and I turned and joined the line, and were stunned, silent, because the guy on camera that was being tested at that time was suffering from a horrible facial tic.
Oh.
And he was going, yes. And then there's tonight, like this kind of thing, like this, and then we looked through the line, and it was just basically like Lourdes. From the time that there was consciousness in the body, I was looking at a man named Percy, my dad, who was the most incredible character that you'd ever meet. If you met him for 5 minutes, you thought you knew him for 50 years.
Wow.
And he wrapped everyone that came into our house in stories and jokes, and they left my house always with pee stains. and going like, Percy, oh man, you missed your calling, Percy. You missed your calling. Like that, and so I became his calling at a certain point.
Who are ready and able to do beautiful things in this world. And after you walk through those doors today, you will only ever have 2 choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart.